Welcome back to DCS Viggen Redflag campaign. This is mission number 10, the final mission of the campaign. And it is a nighttime / evening strike on enemy convoys. We'll have a bit more of a look at that in the brief shortly. I have already watched Shifty fly this mission. He has a YouTube channel as well. And I noticed that it was almost impossible to detect where the targets are. The targets are a bunch of vehicles, some of which are actually in quite mountainous, rough terrain, which at night almost impossible to see. There's almost no weapons we can use to get at them because they are shielded so well in bumpy terrain. There are a few units out on the flat areas, but trying to get an ID on them in the pitch black with this aircraft is very difficult. So I'm not expecting success in this mission. I'm going to change the weapon loadout to Mavericks because at least with the Mavericks I can use the collimated sight, which may be a little bit better at night time than just trying to find something visually and doing a dumb fire. So I'm going to use the Mavericks. At least then I can use the sight here, which may give me some chance in the evening. I really don't know. I'm also not sure how I'm going to maintain 50 meters above ground level that you need at night in order to attack the target, because I'm 99% sure we don't have night vision. Anyway, we'll get started shortly and we'll taxi over, and then we'll take a look at the briefing just before takeoff. So the briefing for mission 10, basically everything looks very familiar. I will skip to the target page, which is normally much further down, and basically we have an indeterminate target. We've just got a search area around this Mike 5, so it's probably going to be scattered units all over the place, which are going to be very difficult to find and to destroy. Everything else is pretty much a mirror of the other missions we've flown to date, so I'm not going to spend any more time worrying about this. So ready to get airborne now and head on out to the target area. We will throttle forward. Gear up. Aircraft seems to be struggling to get airborne here, and I noticed that the landing light bug is back. I suspect they've accidentally gone with an older version of the Viggen flight model, because that seemed to be the lift problem we had a couple of versions ago, this lift issue on takeoff. And I think Eagle Dynamics have accidentally re-released an older version of the Viggen flight model with their hotfix. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, let's go and get some cockpit lighting on here just so we can see a bit more what we're doing. Turning all these things up full noise. There we go. We've finally got enough lift to stay airborne without the afterburner, but we're going very slow. Going to line up on the First waypoint. I'll turn the AFK on now. And we'll just get this aircraft stable. So now we can turn on to Bravo 2 and we'll fly out to the holding area, at which point we'll pick up the video again. It's a bit of a long flight, 150 kilometers, so we won't bother including that in this video. We have done this flight many times now and there's no need to repeat ourselves. Here we are in the hold pattern. And I've passed waypoint 2. We're just waiting now for the push instruction. Got aircraft in relatively high numbers off to my south. Just checking the tactical map, you can see it's a bit of a mix in here. The other Viggen flight is just ahead of me and slightly to my north. I think I need to attack just after them to ensure that any illumination that they manage to provide over the target is effective. Now there's another issue here in so far as the main targets here at waypoint 5 are actually buried in amongst this lumpy terrain. It's going to be very hard to get any kind of weapons system onto them. I may end up having to go after this lot here. But to complicate matters, it's almost certainly going to be completely dark and it's going to be very difficult for me to get low and judge my altitude above this. So what I'm probably going to do is set my altimeter for the waypoint 3 QFE, which is a high point, so that at least I can get over that. And then once I pass waypoint 3 and this lump here, I'll probably adjust my QFE for waypoint 5, and that should at least mean I can clear all this terrain in here. We'll see how it works. It's still light enough at the moment that I can see the ground. And I'm now heading almost south, so I'm gonna start turning, I think, a little bit to the east again. It's a bit noisy here. I think we can afford to turn. We can afford to turn that off. Right, everything's basically being set up for the approach in now. I can drop my external tanks. So we are pretty much ready here. Start a right turn. We'll just check the configuration of all the other formations. Where are the... There are the other Viggens. Right there. They are starting a left turn, so I'm going to do the same actually. I want to put myself behind them. A lot of aircraft up ahead here. A couple of different formations. It's a very nice sunset at the moment. For some reason I've got a flashing signal here, Motviak, which is probably to do with the engine. The thrusters, everything looks okay. I've got no... warning signs on, so I'm not quite sure why that light is flashing there. Got plenty of fuel. Thrust is good. I see no reason to pay any attention to that, to be honest. Getting close to dark now. Check to make sure I don't have everybody leaving already. No, they're not. These guys must get the call soon. I'm just going to increase my turn rate here a little bit. That light has gone off now, so whatever it was has recovered. Right, let's get the waypoint 3 QFE then. We'll do that now. It is 761.3. Wow, that's way down. 7. Seven 8, 7 7, 7 6 1. That'll do. And then I'll get the kneeboard showing the M5 waypoint. Heading north now. Are we behind? Yeah, we are. We're behind the other formation, which is good. That's probably them over there. Okay, there's the push instruction. Very good. Now it's game on. It bugs me that the streetlights don't show at range. It still really bugs me. Can only see them when you're zoomed in. They should be visible from up here. So we're going to descend down to close to the level of waypoint 3 shortly. I do need to make sure I'm well behind. Oh yeah, I'm way behind. So we can... speed up as well. Start our descent. I expect we'll close on the other formations as we get closer to the waypoint. Basically flying straight into the sun at the moment. And I want to just get the aircraft in a very slight descent. There. Try and hold that into the waypoint. Yeah, I can still see those other formations over there on my 2 o'clock position. So let's take a look. That's them. Okay, that's the main formation. The early stuff is well past Irish now. I think they're basically at the farms, and we've got A10s, F15s, all sorts of stuff. So I really do want to be at the back of all this if I can, and it looks like I currently am very much at the back. How's our altitude? Still just dropping, and we've got airspeed of about 0.7, 0.73 it looks like. Just fine. Someone's just going. Whipping past there. Going to spend a lot of time on the tactical map, I think, in this mission. Now, what I might do actually is, before waypoint 3, I might cut across this here and then try and come in from this angle. That just minimizes the amount of time. I'm not going to go around the back here and do this. This is crazy thinking. To come in all the way around the back here and expose myself to all of this, no chance. I think I'm going to go here and then try and whip across this not so high terrain here. And then we've got a good run in. Well, a good-ish run in anyway. Still got 90 kilometers until we get to the waypoint, and we're descending probably a little bit slower than I would like, so I'm going to trim down a couple of notches. I'll give it a bit more thrust. No, I won't. I'm right on the edge of the afterburn here. The sun has almost completely gone now. It's just strange remains of a disk showing. It's going to start getting dark soon. That's good news. So where are they? Just in front of me and off to the right. The anti-air tornadoes are already inbound, and there's no air-to-air combat happening yet. B1Bs are a bit behind me. I'm almost tempted to circle around behind the F-16s. They're a long way back. The formation over there. We're almost low enough now to engage the level hold. 700 meters above QFE for waypoint 3, so that's good enough. I'm going to take that and hold the aircraft there. That's good enough. Now it really is getting dark. Back to the tactical map. So I've got a bit of clear space in front of me. We're not terribly far now from waypoint 3. Still no combat happening. First formations of F-15s, 2 formations of 4 are pretty much fenced in. And there's another formation back here with the tornadoes, another formation back here. I am tempted to do a single right-hand orbit. Where are the other? Oh yeah, I'm right on top of the other Viggens. So we're going to disable the hold, and I'm going to make a full right-hand orbit just to gain some spacing. Just see the ground still.
Pontiac 1, passing Irish.
Almost too dark to see now. Certainly away from the sun, it's very dark. Lots more aircraft ahead of me now. This is much better. So rolling back out.
Dodge 2, that's it.
Dodge 2 is in. Now they're a lot further ahead of me. That was a nice move. I'm happy I did that. Still got F-16s and F-18s well behind. And we've got air-to-air crap going on now. All sorts of missiles from both sides being lobbed at each other. No, oh, that guy's going to get taken out, I think. No, he's not. One of the Su-30s is down. That AIM 120 is probably going to hit that there. I think we're going to lose one of these F-15s here. How fast is that going? 600, no. That is not going to be able to hit that F-15. How fast is that one going? Still quick enough to kill. That's a kill. Oh, how did he miss? How did he miss?
Springfield 2, passing Irish.
Okay. We are coming up on a bit of terrain. I just want to keep watching this tactical situation play out here. Okay, that Su-30 is doing a very good job of surviving here.
Colt 2, passing Irish.
And there's more Su-30s coming in from the south. We've got
Pontiac 2, sends in.
all sorts of other aircraft passing through Irish, so we're going to be going hot pretty soon here. I need to come left. That'll do. What's my altitude? 750 above the waypoint QFE. That's not a lot. I'd much rather be on radar terrain. Flick the radar on. We're coming up on waypoint 3 in just a few seconds, so let's get the QFE for waypoint 5. 8374, quick check of the map. 8374, and we can fly south for a little bit. 8374, let's go up on there. 837, right, I need to turn left. Onto about 180, just for a few moments. We'll go waypoint 5. Skipping waypoint 4. Okay, that'll do for my next heading. Okay, so we've turned, basically we're going to fly over this terrain here. So hopefully we get over it. And then we've got a nice pan, desert pan ahead of us. It looks like the Su-30s are down, which is good news. And the Tornadoes are now going after the air defences. The first Viggen flight's a good distance ahead of me. So they should clear the target area. I've got my radar here so I can check that we're on course for the attack. As soon as I change that around to RB75s though, we may lose the radar. Yes, we do. I've got to keep that on as long as I can. A lot of activity up there. Missiles. Lots of missiles. And you can see we've got more alarms dropping in. We've got these SA-8s going up. I think all of those SAM sites there are going to be taken out in a second. There's still a few SAM sites though. More alarms going in now. We've cleared the high ground. Now we need to make the run into the target. So I want to be bang on waypoint 5. And we can afford to drop down to a few thousand or a few hundred feet lower. 1,000 meters lower. So a few thousand feet, yes. $1,000 above QFE for the next waypoint. Okay, I think that'll do. I hope I'm low enough here. Right, let's get the weapon system online. We want to up the trigger, lower the scope. There, targets. I see targets. Just. Okay, there. Trying to get a lock here.
183, knots away, off to the east.
Ah, there's a lock. One weapon away. Right. Weapon system back on. Look for another target. What else have we got around here? Got another one. Second weapon's gone. Yep, okay, both weapons are away. We are getting out of here. I'm going to tell my wingman to engage here as well. I forgot. Okay, trying to get out of here now. No, I need to turn much further to the east. Okay, I'm supersonic. Much further east still. I'm just not turning at all here for some reason. Oh, looks like DCS has crashed. Nope. Phew. It's a massive lock up there. Come on, turn. Okay. Waypoint 6, please. And I think we can now turn the afterburner off.
301, heads out.
120 is okay for heading. Quickly just check the map. Have I got away from the combat area? That's the question. Where the hell am I? Ah, okay, I'm way over here. Yeah, I'm well clear. I'm well clear. In fact, I've gone pretty much into out of the I've almost gone out of the red flag area, so I'm now going to turn north. Back onto about 10 degrees. Can't believe how much I cleared the red combat area by. It's ridiculous with the afterburner on. We just went like mad. Oh, I got quite a few flashes and things happening over there. Ground fire and whatnot, but we should be well clear now. And here I am here. Just going to track north basically. I think I can fly on a bearing now of about 20. Check. We can go on bearing. We'll skirt that 27 degrees, so that'll do. Doesn't look like there's any more missiles coming up at me. There's a whole lot of A-10s in the combat area now. 27 degrees. Let's come right. That's 20. Ourselves on 2.5. And in fact, I'm going to go into a climb here. AFK on. Good, so there we are exiting behind the Uzi formations, which are fenced out. Once we get to here, we'll turn east, and then we're basically clear to fly home. We're well out of the combat area. There's still all sorts going on over there. There's those early Viggens still floating about, and my wingman appears to have not made it out. Missiles going in all directions. Looks like that F-15 may get nobbled here. No, he's managed to avoid that. Any SAMs left? No SAMs left. And oh, that goes the last of the Su-30s. So now it's just a field day for anyone who's left in the combat area. They can basically just obliterate anything. Those A-10s will make a mess. Now, here's some commentary on this. The last mission was very similar. Once this massive fight has already happened, we could basically just pick off anything we wanted at will now. There is one Su-30 floating around. But it's much, much better to hold yourself back and just fly in after everybody else has already done their job. Because basically, once all the SAMs are destroyed, there's really not much defense at all have to worry about. In fact, if you're really smart, you might get yourself an air-to-air kill by chasing after this bad boy up here. Anyway, we're going to fly home. I will not need to show you the return flight. Whoops. So what we'll do is I'll fly home, and then we'll pick up the video at the end as I land. It'll be a nice nighttime landing, so that should be something a little bit interesting. I'll see you in a wee while. So I am not far from Nellis now. I'm quite high, got a lot of altitude here. You can see I'm just basically coming up towards this high ground. I'm just going to adjust my course for waypoint 1, and then I'm going to start a descent. My QFE is already set now for Nellis 1013. So we'll make the descent, and I've got some lights. That's Vegas over there, and that's probably Nellis there. So got visual. Let's confirm that that is down. Gosh, this flashlight is useless. Okay, we've descended quite a lot. It's going to get us back on to waypoint 1, which is about there. I can see the runways now, so I'm going to call in. Great, we got 121, 174, which is our current heading. That's fine. Still descending here, down to almost 2,000 now. Speed's good. There are the strips laid out over there. Closing quite rapidly on waypoint 1. Just try and maintain level flight here. Checking the ground radar, checking the HUD, going visual on the field over there. Just switching between those. Closing in on our 5 kilometer mark now. Sort of keep the HUD lined up nicely on the waypoint so we hit it. Bit more descent. 1.5 kilometers. And there's the waypoint there. Now we can turn right onto the field, which is just to my right. Switch to landing configuration on here. Reverse thrust to in. There are the runways. Landing gear deployed. AFK off. Air brakes deploy. Down comes the airspeed. And now I should be able to get... No, I'm just going to leave it there actually, the radio wise. So it looks like they've, like I said earlier, they've gone and reverted back to an older version of the Viggen with the update that came out yesterday or today. Suddenly the cockpit lights up again when you turn the ground light on. So it looks like they've buggered that up again. Okay, we've got 300 on the clock. Airspeed is fine. That's a nice approach angle. I'm happy with that. Lining up on the runway. This is the right one of 2-1. Okay, could do with a bit more thrust. Double checking that reverse is deployed. Just getting a bit of ping from behind. Just turn that off. It's a bit distracting. Landing gear lights are showing us on. Coming over the speedway here. 1,000. 950, way too high. This is going to be much further down the runway than I would probably like, but that's fine. There's plenty of it, and we can stop in a very short distance. 800. Okay, we're just starting to sink now. Good airspeed. Showing as low. My QFE is not set perfectly because we're going to be landing at about 300 meters, 400 meters above ground, or above QFE. Okay, coming over the first main threshold and more white stripes there. Very good. Wheels are down, nose wheel down, reverse thruster on. Reducing reverse thrust. Actually, I'll put a bit more on here just to bring us to a halt early. You can see the landing light did almost nothing. It's a bit disappointing with the way... Oh, geez, have I missed the exit? Yeah, I've missed the exit. That's easily resolvable. And the Viggen. The parking... A landing light does almost nothing to illuminate the runway ahead. Oops. Nose just went up a bit there. So I would really like them to do something about the lighting at night. I've mentioned this in the other night mission. There's just no spill. There's no... Light doesn't travel at all at night in DCS. And that landing light wasn't showing up on the runway. I couldn't see the runway being lit until I was actually on it with the nose down. And you should actually be able to see the runway lit up from a couple of hundred meters out. Right, because it's so dark here and none of these floodlights actually do anything, I have no idea where other aircraft are parked. So I'm just going to leave this aeroplane right here. It's far too dangerous to actually maneuver around these aprons at night. Just one more problem with the night lighting in DCS. Please, Eagle Dynamics, please, please, please pay attention to your night lighting. Good, that is the end of mission 10. That is the very final mission. One thing we'll do quickly is see if I got a score. Yes, I destroyed 2 ground vehicles. I got a score of 30 and the mission is complete. So we have now completed the campaign. I will now shut down this aircraft and hopefully it won't crash. It has done that a lot recently. Nope, it's crashed. So, oh no, we've survived. Oh dear. Good. I'm not going to shut any other things off because I'm worried the DCS is going to crash itself. So we've completed the campaign. I will probably and hopefully do a bit of a debrief in another video, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen now. We'll see how it goes. So there we go. Given your outstanding contributions to the war effort, our forces have triumphed over the enemy, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was a training exercise, so it's didn't really matter too much. You'll notice it says here that I've only flown 9 missions. That's because I manually edited the campaign at some point because the mission crashed and it didn't actually register as a success. So I just manually edited the file to flick on to the next mission. So it thinks I've only done 9 missions, even though I have done all 10. So thanks to Bunyap for making this campaign. Thanks to everyone who watched. It was jolly. I'll see you again soon. Happy hunting.